Why does Suede know how to churn butter? And how did he get that name? I'm Don Gale, and we're up close with Project Runway's Suede. One of the first things I wanted to find out is I'm fascinated by you and want to know where you came from and how Suede came to be.
Well, I'm originally from Seven Hills, Ohio. I went to Amish school as a child, and then I went to Kent State University.
Okay, hold on.
And you're like, whoa.
Okay, Amish school. Tell me about Amish school.
My parents really wanted us to be very well-rounded and to see the world from different eyes, and they sent my brother and I to Amish school. And it was a really cool experience. I learned a lot about animals and farming. We didn't have electricity. And it's actually a family who takes kids in to let them spend summers or school years there with them. And it was really cool. I mean, you learn a whole nother world.
So you lived like the Amish? You did all the chores and everything was manual?
I learned to churn the milk until it turned into butter.
Awesome.
So yeah, no, it was cool. I loved it up until I had to see the goat get slaughtered, and then that made Suede sad.
Yes.
So that wasn't my favorite thing.
So you weren't obviously born with the name Suede, or
no. My real name is Stephen Whitney Baum, and the name Suede came during college at Kent State University. I was the only guy in a class of about 16 girls, and we were really, really stressed out over a project we were working on, tight deadline. Not as intense as Runway, though. And I gathered all the girls. I said, we have to rally around the swatch bin, and we all need to pick a swatch. And whatever swatch we pick, we're going to be that swatch for the day. So you have to create whoever you are. So I picked Suede, and I instantly became Suede. My online screen name became Hunky Suede. To this day, I still have college friends calling me Suede.
I'm thinking about last night's episode. You fit, so I mean, you look great in your outfit, by the way, with the hair.
Right?
You totally worked it.
I own the Runway. So I have a modeling career ahead of me, I hear.
But also, I have to say that the outfit that you designed, I particularly liked, and it was a little tough to see on the TV, but when they kind of zoomed in on especially on the pant, there was a lot of work, and I loved the zipper. Can you talk a little bit about, how that came together?
My vision, originally when I spoke with Jarrell, he had discussed, why don't you do something very 80s inspired, very Kiss, a lot of vinyl, flames on the leg, a big cape with a huge collar. And, I instantly heard, my intuition saying, do you recall last challenge when you got called out for having something that looked very 80s? Yeah, maybe you need to remember that. And let's face it, this is a learning process for all of us. And I was in this process to get exposure and to learn from the judges. I mean, they're experts at what they do. So I thought, I can't do something 80s because I got called out before. What do you think is going to happen this time? So I said to Jarrell, listen, we need to do something that's more modern. And he said, I'm fine with whatever you want to do. So when I went to the store, I was thinking modern day rocker. What is modern day rocker? And at Mood, I decided I needed something that he could perform with on stage and then go out and hang out with his friends at a club, at a bar. But when we look at rockers today, they're not over the top, are they? They're wearing jeans, they're wearing t-shirts, vests, leather jackets. It's very tangible. It's not something that's so over the top that you really couldn't even see them walking down the street in it. So that's really where I was coming from. Within the pant, it was a beautiful novelty engineered knit that I pieced on top of a black stretch twill that was gorgeous. And I guess the one thing I could say is if I had used a different color, you would have seen more of the texture. And it definitely did get washed out on the runway. But I was really proud of what I sent down.
It's no secret that you got to show at Bryant Park. Can you tell me a little about what that experience was like for you?
It was an amazing experience. My mom came in, and I'm really close with her, and she sat front row. I had a hard time even looking at her because I knew I would get really emotional. I was like, I don't want to be the one who gets out there and starts crying. My collection was very young, very exuberant, very playful, flirty. Lots of colors like are in my hair now. The people who have responded the best have really been kids who are, under 20, really get it. And I think they're the ones who get me the most, too.
What's next for you coming down?
It's a good question. I'm really looking into TV and film. I really, I wanted to go into acting as a child. And Mom and Dad were like, yeah, no, you're not moving to New York at 17. So I had to kind of reassess my situation and decided Kent State would be a great place to explore fashion to see if I enjoyed it. It was 45 minutes from my parents' house. But now I have this opportunity where I've been exposed to the world, and I mean, it's like the sky's the limit at this point. I mean, I'll definitely keep designing. I've done it for 15 years, but I definitely have the taste for TV and film now.
And you live in New York now?
I do, and I have my house upstate. I've lived here for 15 years, so I guess I can say I'm a New Yorker, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm a New Yorker.